Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we're going to look at some Twitter discourse that is truly in the gutter. It is in the down bad. It is a depressing arc, and it has to do with the protection of children on Twitter. Now, that sort of discussion is always filled with disingenuous clout chasing made by individuals who care more about getting likes than protecting children as they pretend to impress upon others. And this is not a new thing, right? We've talked about these things before, but in the past week or so, things have been so bad that it even has someone like me shocked, where you have viral tweets calling out lolicon and fictional content that is getting 10 times more attention than threads exposing actual pedophile rings on Twitter. That's how much people care more about clout chasing over fictional content than they do addressing pedophile rings that are hurting real life children. We're going to get into a whole host of examples, and it's pretty dark and depressing, so that's my warning to you. But we're going to start off with this tweet right here. This is just an appetizer to give you an idea of how ridiculous the clout chasing has gotten, how little Twitter actually cares about children. So this user reposted this TikTok. I have it paused for a reason because it shows the faces of these two kids. Now, it was posted by this user claiming that this boy was a senior and this girl was a freshman, and based on some of their replies, they are insinuating that this boy, is a predator based on their relationship, the fact that these two are in a relationship. And as I said, it went viral with 44,000 likes and 3 million views. And I don't know if you're like me, but when I hear high school relationship, I don't really think a whole lot of negativity. Like most high schools, like at least in America, you have 3 to 4 grades. So even the most extreme of examples involve like a 18-year-old senior and a 14-year-old freshman, which is weird, by the way. That is a concerning relationship, but the vast majority are between people who are the same age or maybe separated by 1 or 2 ages. You know, nothing that really raises an eyebrow. So when I see this, without any sort of further information as to their grades or their ages, I don't know how anyone is jumping to the conclusion that this boy is some kind of a predator. And as it turns out, with virtually no research, the creator of the original TikTok posted this saying that they're only a couple months apart in terms of age. And yet, people on Twitter blindly accepted this, and not only were focusing on this tweet, people were spreading around images of this boy's face and trying to get him expelled from school, trying to find out his location and sending him death threats, and even trying to get him arrested over this. And as it turns out, they are only months apart in age, and he is simply tall. That's it. That's all it takes to label an actual child a predator on a viral scale, and for people to gobble it up and to share it. And when I said deleted, yes, it was deleted. It was deleted about 24 hours after the proof that they were the same age had come out, and it was in their face. Like, this person's replies were being spammed with that screenshot I just showed you, and they kept the tweet up and kept tweeting and acting like nothing was wrong until finally, I guess, the backlash got strong enough that they said, well, the clout's not worth it anymore, so I'm going to delete this tweet that was already up for about 4 or 5 days at that point. Yeah, just goes to show you, these people don't actually care about children. In fact, they'll gladly label one a predator and put their safety at risk for clout on Twitter. I hope the 40K likes were worth it. But like I said, just an appetizer for all the stuff we're going to look at today. So if you've been on Twitter over the past 2 weeks or so, the VTuber Fallen Shadow has been put on blast. There are at least a dozen viral tweets with anywhere from 50 to like 100,000 likes attacking her, calling her a pedo bait, things like that, and racist, transphobe, all these things based on some drama I'm not going to focus on in this video. I just want to use this as an example of a tweet with 70,000 likes saying that this stuff should be banned on Twitter. It's so genuinely gross. Of course, referring to Shondo's flat joke about her model, I pointed out, like I said, because it shows how quickly Twitter users will mobilize to attack someone over a fictional design, right? You can go viral so easily, but when it comes to actual threads exposing real dangers to children, these same people don't care. They're silent, and they don't get anywhere near the amount of support. Here's an example. This thread came out roughly a week ago, and it has 7,000 likes. It is a thread exposing an actual pedophile community on Twitter. And to sum up some of the points of the thread, there are different tactics these groomers are using to not only seek out and purchase illicit material from children, but they're also encouraging children to join certain communities, to post their age in their bio, but in a way that is coded so only the pedophiles know that they're underage, but other people outside the community wouldn't know the difference. And it is some gruesome, terrible stuff, right? And 7,000 likes it's not like it's, got 10 likes, but compare the 7,000 to the 70,000 on the previous tweet we just looked at, talking about a joke involving a VTuber model. This nobody cares about. And you know what? There's a lot of reasons why people have a different reaction, right? I get that clout is a massive influence on Twitter in terms of what people are going to pick and choose to care about. It is obviously very trendy to make fun of and attack people who are into lolicon, shotacon, anything like that, and to label them as pedos. You'll go viral. It's very easy. It's the easiest likes ever. I know that's an influence. But I also think one of the reasons why it is so easy to attack people over fictional content versus going after the real thing and actual predators is because it's easy. It's easy. It's not only easy clout, it's just easier on your conscience. It is easier to deal with because it's a lot easier to sit at your computer and attack people and call people pedos over fictional content than it is to go out there and address the actual predators who are hurting real life children in the most grimy and disgusting forms you can imagine. And look, make no mistake, the average Twitter user, you're not law enforcement. I am not encouraging people to go out there and play detective and try to take down pedophile rings by yourself. Most people are not equipped, and honestly, a lot of them just don't have the guts to do it because you're dealing with some really vile stuff. And I don't blame you for not wanting to do that. But if you're going to go out and pretend like you're some advocate for protecting children and you spend even 1% of your time focusing on lolicon, you're an absolute joke. Because at the end of the day, you have to ask these people who brandish people pedos over fictional content and call fictional content featuring lollies and shotas and things like that, literal CP. Ask them this. Why is CP illegal? Why is CSEM illegal? I got an answer for you. It's more than the fact that it's weird. It's because it actually hurts children. That's why it's illegal. Not just because it's weird, but because it hurts actual children. You utter buffoons. That drawing doesn't have feelings. It's not getting hurt. It's not getting taken advantage of. It's not being exploited. And you know what? If you want to say that these things, these fictional characters look like real children, please, for the love of God, get your schizophrenia looked at. And you know what? Again, if you want to say, oh, that's a literal depiction of a child, it leads to pedophilia. There's a reason why the loudest people in the room who will easily call people pedos over this stuff can't find a single study or evidence to support it. And you know what? It's not unreasonable to ask for proof if you're going to make these outrageous claims and water down a term like pedophile to mean people who are attracted to a fictional body type that doesn't even mean the character is underage. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Like, you are fully allowed to think that these things are weird. You are fully allowed to do that. You can call people degenerates and weirdos over this stuff, but please do not water down the term pedo to mean someone who likes fictional content. You're doing an actual disservice to children. You are hurting children and making people not take that term as seriously. And this thread, another reason why it hasn't succeeded, is because of people like this in the replies, saying that this person who posted it, since they're a lolly show, that they are openly into lolicon and shotacon related content, and a pro shipper, by the way, that means that they're no better than the actual pedos who are posting this stuff. they're no better because of what they like in fictional works than groomers on Twitter taking advantage of real life children and exploiting them sexually. No better. And that this whole thread should be discarded. Here's another one. I'm glad you're raising awareness of this, but you're into lolicon. You're still consuming pedophilic content. Let me just, let's not beat around the bush. Twitter freaks like this are unironically supporting pedophiles. They are saying that I will look the other way when real children are being abused because the person sharing the message is into a certain type of fictional content. You are looking the other way as children are being hurt because you want to own people who are into fictional content. How do you not see that you are literally supporting these bad actors? You are actively looking the other way. You are encouraging and enabling this behavior because people know it's going to get muddied down so much by Twitter freaks like this that it's not going to actually be taken seriously by anyone. There's more infighting in the pursuit of protecting children with these Twitter people than there is between the pedophiles and these people like this. They're more actively fighting the lolicons than they are the actual bad actors right in front of them in broad daylight. That's the thing that amazes everyone in this case too. It's all done in broad daylight. Okay? These things are not hard to find. This thread proves they're out in the open and no one takes it seriously. But you know what else isn't being taken seriously? I've talked about it ad nauseum throughout this video. The term pedophile means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. It's become a buzzword to label anyone who disagrees with you, to label anyone who you dislike. It's not taken seriously. It is the strongest allegation anyone can make towards another person. And this user saying, lolicons are so sensitive. Just call them a pedophile, and that's all it takes for them to lose their stuff. Yes, isn't it amazing how you falsely accuse someone of being a pedo and they get defensive about it? Yeah, you know what? I would love to, I wonder if this person would have the same reaction if people tested their theory against them. I wonder if they would have the same attitude towards this whole thing. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And just like I said, watering down the term only helps actual predators because now they're not taken as seriously. How many times have you seen a thread on Twitter where like someone is outed as a genuine monster, right? Hurting real life children, and the first reaction to like a headline of someone being outed as a predator, the first question a lot of people have is, well, is this the real stuff or is this like anime stuff? The fact that that is a real scenario that plays out all the time is horrifying. It should be horrifying to anyone who cares about any of these things. And much like the Fallen Shadow situation, this VTuber right here reacted to all of this situation because LoIi VTubers have been under even more attack than usual. Like, it's normally very bad, but it's been extra bad in the past couple of weeks. And one of the things is that people are trying to oust LoIi VTubers from the VTuber community, that they have no place. And she made a thread here, and I will provide a link in the description. It's a good video. It's the points are very clear. Okay, you can watch it for yourself. Basically saying that LoIi VTubers just want to mind their own business. They have been there since the inception of VTubers. The most popular VTuber ever is Gargura, who is a LoIi and is retweeted lolicon and clearly okay with that community. And even people in the replies and quote retweets are pointing out, well, actually KizanaI. Well, KizanaI makes plenty of lolicon jokes and is collabs with lolicons. So sorry to burst your bubble. She's pretty okay with that stuff too. But the main message is just LoIi VTubers have been an ingrained part of the VTuber community since the beginning, and they always will be, and they're some of the most successful ones. And they just want to be left alone. And if you want to be a part of this VTuber community, they're not going to change for you. Either you need to change or you can simply leave. If these things disgust you so much, simply leave. If you think the VTuber community is plagued by these nasty, yucky lolicons and LoIi VTubers, then maybe this space just isn't for you and you should leave instead of trying to make an established community revolve to your taste. Again, it's okay to be weirded out by these things, but you can't be calling people pedos and trying to create whole new communities within an established one because you think these things are icky. But you can see the number of quote retweets. I don't have to go through and show how disgusting and vile all of this got. And again, support this video. I will link it in the description. Consider giving this VTuber a follow as well, because they've been going through the ringer, and I think they've been handling it like a champ, because it has been quite a couple of about a week now. It's been bad, and it's still happening. This was posted a couple of hours before I was recording this video. People posting fixed arts of some of the art made for this VTuber. Of course, you know, all edge, very edgy stuff right here. Making threats, saying, fixed it. What do you think? Well, I think that what you just posted is a very reportable thing, number one. And number two, watering down the term pedophile to mean something involving lolicon is hurting actual children, which I probably suspect this person is an actual child based on their behavior. And, you know, my condolences that your fatherless ass was raised on Twitter and you didn't have an actual skillful enough set of parents to teach you that fiction is not reality and shouldn't be treated as such. But yeah, these things just exist and get thousands of likes, making death threats. You know, these are the good guys. They're the ones who are the normal people who are doing things like this, encouraging someone to off themselves while also calling them a pedophile over simply saying we shouldn't treat fiction and reality the same. And we have plenty of threads. Like, people always go out there like, what can I do? What am I supposed to do about the real stuff? So like, this person says, in quotes, why are you so worried about LoIi and not actual CSEM? And they say 99% of the time, the person asking this question is a lolicon. And like I said in my last tweet, lolicon is not on the same level as actual CSEM, but it's still effing weird to be sexually attracted to fictional children. I like how they put fictional in parentheses to try to like get that little extra punch to it, you know? Because they always love to frame these things in the most outrageous ways possible to frame the issue as, oh no, we're talking about actual children. Forget about the fictional aspect of it. And they go on to say, and I mean, what do you want me to do about it? I can report all I want, but it's up to Twitter to take down the material. The people posting that stuff are too far gone. What do you want me to do? Yeah, you know, Ted Bundy, he's killed a lot of people. You know, he's too far gone. Why even report suspicious behavior anymore? Why report something to protect the next victim? Because he's too far gone. You are literally telling people, like, I don't have the care to protect actual children, so I'm just going to let it pass, because who am I to do anything? You don't need to be law enforcement. If you see these things, report them to Twitter and report them to cyber tip lines. It's not hard. You can have $0 to your name and be able to do that much, and that's more than you even need to, because, again, no one here is law enforcement, but don't act like there's nothing you can do. Those things do make a difference, even if it's a small one. Why wouldn't you even take the effort to make a small effort to protect real children than take a big effort to protect drawings? Do you not see how ridiculous this is? And of course, they get upset because people are calling out this ridiculous excuse and saying, muting this because I'm done with you lolicons. Go back to getting off to little kids in your mom's basement. Retorting or resorting to childish insults is right up the alley for Twitter freaks like this. But where are we now? What is the moral of this story? Well, Twitter people are absolutely disgusting. And I'm sorry if every once in a while I have to vent about these things, but it has become abundantly clear that these people don't care at all about protecting actual children, and it's all about clout. 99% of the time, it's all about clout, and the people who can't separate fiction from reality do know one thing, and that it's calling people pedos over fictional content gets them more likes than protecting actual rings that are hurting children. And that's all there is to it. But that's going to do it for this video. I know it was a lot. I appreciate the listen, and support the related threads in the description. Please share all of your thoughts. Try to keep it respectful. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.